Hey everybody, this is Blockchain Interviews in the Crypto Coin Show. I'm your host, Ashton Addison, and on this episode, we have Karim Rahemtulla, the lead organizer of the Crypto Assets Conference in Vancouver, taking place on February 13th at Canada Place. Welcome to the show, Karim, and thanks for being here.
No, thanks for having me, Ashton.
Awesome, man. Hey, thanks so much for setting up a crypto blockchain conference in Vancouver. I know there's like a lot of amazing conferences going on around the world that people are starting to hear about, like the Ethereum conferences, the New York conference, and it's great to see an event in a place that I like to call hometown.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We're excited for exactly the same reasons.
Awesome. So is it not just a blockchain conference? And the name is Crypto Assets Conference. So is there a meaning behind this choice?
Yeah, so when we were deciding on a name for the conference, it's definitely a blockchain conference that has crypto assets in it. But we were all wrapped up in the hype of crypto assets at the time with Bitcoin and Ethereum. We were watching it hourly, minutely. So we kind of decided to go with crypto assets, but it's definitely a blockchain conference. We're touching on a lot of things beyond just crypto assets themselves.
Awesome, awesome. So essentially, what was your team's vision when you guys created this conference in Vancouver?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually work in venture capital. So I work in the tech scene here in Vancouver. I'm a huge believer of the Vancouver tech scene, and I've always been a big fan of trying to enable it. I've come across a lot of different blockchain organizations here in the city, and it's really empowering to kind of see that grassroots startup. So what I really wanted to do was sort of bring the global blockchain community here to Vancouver, just so we could connect those two groups together.
That's awesome to hear. I know personally I've been involved in the cryptocurrency industry in Vancouver since 2013, 2014, and I've seen as the years go by, we have a place downtown, you might know it by Decentral or Decontrol, and
Right.
it's grown exponentially over the years, from nerds to businessmen to old people, young people, everyone who's just trying to become interested in this fascinating thing we call blockchain.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the best things about blockchain technologies. It's so new that it's pretty much open to anyone. I myself have an economics background. I remember doing a research paper on Bitcoin back in 2013. Didn't think too much of it. I was interested at the time, but now it's I'm glad to see the entire industry is kind of taken hold.
Yeah, it's super exciting. So in terms of what we are going to expect at the crypto assets, what if somebody was to go, what do you think what kind of topics would we be learning about, and how far or how deep are we going to dive?
Yeah, so it's really going to span the entire thing. So we're a full blockchain conference. We're definitely going to have a designated portion of the conference for crypto assets. A lot of asset managers. How do you even value a crypto asset at this stage? But we are going to dive a little bit deeper into the regulations and sort of how one might go about regulating it in a decentralized way, and how some of the central bodies are handling this regulation. Then we are going to talk about some other things. So, like I mentioned, I'm from the venture capital world. So there's been a lot of ICO hype in the last 6 months or so. So we're going to talk about how ICOs are actually affecting the venture world, and if it's changing the way that startups can now fundraise. Beyond that, we're also going to look at some of the blockchain technology. I think that for me, that's the most fascinating part about the blockchain world is all the platforms that are starting to be built now. Cryptocurrencies are very interesting, but I think some of the tools that are getting adopted in completely new industries is what fascinates me the most. So we're going to talk about a lot of those different things. We're going to have a little bit of technology demos as well as a couple of new companies that I'm excited to unveil in the next couple weeks or so.
That's awesome. I know there's a lot of hype in Vancouver about ICOs right now. I've seen more than a few actually do really well, and I do believe that it is a nice, interesting flip on a fundraising platform to allow small businesses to be able to grow more exponentially. And I believe that Vancouver and Canada are working in a sandbox with these ICOs and looking at these innovative ways to grow startups, and they're prospering with that. So that's great to hear. So when we see these Crypto Assets Conference from afar, I could understand how some people would find it a little bit intimidating. There's all this technical jargon and there's all these smart people there. What would you say to people that are on the fence about coming, and do you think that they should come?
Well, I absolutely think they should come. I think it's a really great opportunity. When I look at the blockchain industry as a whole, I see the most veteran people in this space have only been in it for 5 to 7 years, because that's all it's been around for. So the majority of people I come across that are just the most passionate people about blockchain and cryptocurrencies, they've been in it for a year or a year and a half, and that's me included. I've only really taken a deep dive into cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology over the past 12 months or so. So it's such a new industry that there's a really great opportunity for anyone that's kind of interested in the space to get aboard now. This is the time to do it. The industry is not even formed yet. We don't even know what it's going to look like. So if you get into this industry, even just as a thought leader or as someone that's interested in the space, if you get in now, you're going to have such a deep understanding. We're talking about people that are forming the industries. We're not talking about later stage industries where there's a lot of developed businesses at that stage. We're not there yet. So this is kind of a door into the blockchain world, and it's your opportunity to be a part of this entire universe.
That's awesome. You know what? And I would completely agree with you in the fact that this is just the beginning, and people have been saying it time and time again since the beginning of last year when Bitcoin was under $1,000. People were saying, "Oh well, it's too expensive. It's too late to get in the industry," and then it's 2,000. It's too late. But I sincerely believe that the year of crypto assets will be 2018, and who even knows what the market will look like by the time the conference starts, and we're only a short while away, right? Even last month.
Absolutely. That's something that we're having to struggle with. We don't exactly know where everything's going to be. Stuff is happening so fast in this space, but that's what makes it exciting.
That's super awesome. So if we're interested in getting some tickets, do you think that you could hook me up, and can we hook up the viewers of Crypto Coin Show with any tickets, and how would we get tickets?
Absolutely. More information about the conference can be found at www.cryptoassetsconf.com. For your viewers specifically, I've set up a promo code to get them 10% off the event passes. So that's just for your audience, just because I know you have such a dedicated crew here.
Thank you. Awesome. Well, that's all the time we have. Thanks for joining us, Karim. This is Blockchain Interviews. I'm your host, Ashton Addison, and I'll see you guys next time.